Welcome to my channel, where every story comes to life. Dive into captivating narratives that spark your imagination. Let's start today. New narrative story. Tom Harris, 34. A hard-working mechanic from Melbourne, devoted to raising his daughter after his ex-wife left. Emily Harris, 32. Tom's ex-wife, a marketing executive who abandoned her family in pursuit of a different life. Ava Harris, 11. Tom and Emily's daughter, bright and curious, unaware of her mother's past until now. Liam Smith, 36. Emily's new boyfriend, a compassionate man who values family and insists on honesty. The sun was setting over the bustling city of Melbourne, casting an orange glow over the skyline. Tom Harris, a dedicated mechanic, stood in the driveway of his modest home, cradling his one-year-old daughter, Ava. The gentle hum of the city around him was a stark contrast to the turmoil inside his heart. Just days before, Emily, his wife and Ava's mother, had walked out the door, leaving behind nothing but a hastily written note that shattered Tom's world. "I need to find myself. I can't do this anymore." Tom's heart raced as he replayed the moment in his mind. They had shared dreams, plans for their future, and now it all felt like a cruel joke. He looked down at Ava, her big blue eyes gazing back at him with innocence. She had no idea of the storm that had just struck their little family. As tears welled in his eyes, Tom vowed silently to protect her at all costs. The first year without Emily was a whirlwind of sleepless nights and endless responsibilities. Tom juggled his job at the local garage and the demands of parenthood, navigating the complexities of being a single father. He often found solace in the warmth of Ava's small frame as she curled up next to him on the couch, her laughter echoing in the silence of their home. Tom's days were filled with fixing cars and managing the workshop, but his nights were dedicated to Ava. He read her bedtime stories, played dress-up, and comforted her when she had bad dreams. With each passing day, their bond grew stronger, but the void left by Emily loomed large. "Why doesn't Mummy come home?" Ava asked one night, her small voice tinged with confusion. Tom's heart broke anew as he searched for the right words. "Mummy is on an adventure, sweetheart," he said gently, brushing her hair back from her forehead. "But you have me, and I'll always be here for you." Ava's eyes sparkled with trust, and in that moment, Tom knew he would do whatever it took to shield her from the hurt. As the years rolled on, Tom's garage became not just a workplace, but a sanctuary. He poured his heart into his craft, and his reputation as a skilled mechanic grew. His days were filled with grease and engines, but he always found time to teach Ava the basics of fixing a car. One Saturday afternoon, he set up a makeshift workbench in the backyard, complete with tools he had carefully collected over the years. Ava, now 6, wore a miniature tool belt and a pair of goggles that were too big for her face. "Today, we're going to change the oil, just like a real mechanic," Tom announced, grinning. Ava giggled, her enthusiasm infectious. Together they worked side by side, a perfect team. "Look, Dad, I did it!" she exclaimed, wiping her hands on her overalls after successfully loosening a bolt. Tom beamed with pride. In moments like this, he felt an overwhelming sense of purpose. Fast forward 5 years. Ava was now 11, a bright and curious girl with an infectious laugh. Tom was still navigating life as a single parent, filled with challenges, but also incredible joy. One evening, while fixing a car, his phone buzzed with an unexpected message. The name lit up the screen. Emily. His heart raced as he opened the message. "Can we talk?" "It's urgent." Tom's stomach churned. It had been a decade since she left, and he had thought he was finally free of the ghosts of their past. He felt anger surge within him, but also a flicker of curiosity. What could she possibly want after all this time? After a restless night, Tom decided to meet her. He chose a cafe that held memories of happier times, a place where they had shared dreams over cups of coffee. As Tom entered the cafe, he spotted Emily at a corner table, nervously fidgeting with her coffee cup. She looked different, stylish and polished, but her eyes reflected a hint of regret. He approached cautiously, heart pounding. "Emily," he said, his voice steady but laced with tension. She looked up, and for a moment, the years melted away. But then reality set in. "Tom, thank you for meeting me," she began, her voice shaky. "I know it's been a long time." "Long time doesn't even begin to cover it," he shot back, anger bubbling just beneath the surface. "You left us. You abandoned your family." "I know, and I'm sorry," she said, her eyes glistening with unshed tears. "I was young and scared. I thought I could just move on. I was young and scared. I thought I could just move on." "Move on?" Tom's voice rose. "You moved on while I raised our daughter alone." The conversation spiraled, filled with emotions that had been bottled up for years. Emily finally gathered her courage. "I'm here because of Liam. He found out about Ava and he wants to meet her." Tom's jaw tightened. "Why? So you can play the role of the mother you abandoned?" Emily looked pained but resolute. "I want to make amends. I want to know her, to be part of her life." Tom's heart ached for Ava. He had protected her from the hurt of Emily's absence, but now she was old enough to start asking questions. "I need time to think," Tom replied, standing up. "This isn't something you can just waltz back into." As he left the cafe, his mind raced with conflicting thoughts. Could he really allow Emily back into their lives after everything? That night, Tom faced the difficult task of telling Ava. Sitting on her bed, he felt a knot form in his stomach. "Ava, I need to talk to you about something important," he began, his voice steady. "What is it, Dad?" she asked, her eyes wide with curiosity. "Your mom, Emily, she wants to meet you." Ava's eyes lit up, a mix of excitement and confusion. "Really? I want to meet her." Tom's heart sank. "But you don't understand. She left us, Ava. She chose to walk away." "But I want to know her," Ava insisted, her voice soft but determined. "Maybe she's changed." Tom wrestled with his emotions. He saw the hope in his daughter's eyes and knew he had to consider her feelings. After days of sleepless nights, he finally decided to allow a meeting, albeit cautiously. Days turned into weeks as Tom prepared for the meeting. He chose a park where Ava could feel safe and relaxed. The morning of the meeting, he watched as Ava bounced with excitement, her hair pulled back in a ponytail, wearing a new dress. "Do I look okay, Dad?" she asked, twirling around. Tom couldn't help but smile. "You look perfect, sweetheart." As they arrived at the park, Tom felt a mix of anticipation and dread. Emily was already there, looking nervous, her hands fidgeting with a bouquet of flowers. "Hi, I'm Emily," she said softly as Ava approached. "Hi," Ava replied, her voice barely above a whisper. The three of them sat on a bench, the air thick with tension. "I've missed so much of your life, Ava," Emily began, her voice trembling. "And I'm really sorry." Ava tilted her head, studying her mother. "Why did you leave?" Tom held his breath, knowing this moment would define everything. Emily took a deep breath. "I was lost. I didn't know how to be a mother. I thought it was better for you both if I left." The months that followed were a delicate balancing act. Emily slowly began to spend more time with Ava, attending school events and joining them for weekend outings. Tom watched from the sidelines, torn between anger and the desire to see Ava happy. One Saturday, they visited the zoo. Tom kept a close eye on Emily as she interacted with Ava, sharing laughter over silly animal antics. For a moment, He felt a glimmer of hope. Maybe this could work. "Look, Dad, I want to feed the giraffes," Ava exclaimed, tugging at Tom's hand. As they approached the giraffe enclosure, Tom noticed Emily watching Ava with a mix of admiration and longing. "You're doing great, Ava," she said, her voice warm. "Thanks, Mum." Ava beamed. Tom felt a pang of jealousy, but he also saw Ava thriving. It was a complicated web of emotions, but he was determined to keep his daughter's best interests at heart. Final showdown. As their relationship grew, so did Tom's discomfort. One evening, Emily approached Tom at the workshop, her face set with determination. "I want to be a real part of Ava's life," she declared, her eyes searching his. "I've changed, and I'm ready to take responsibility." Tom felt the weight of her words, but couldn't shake the memories of betrayal. "It's not that simple, Emily. You can't just walk back in and expect everything to be fine." "I know I messed up, but I want to make it right," she pleaded. Tom's anger flared. "You've already hurt her once. I won't let that happen again." Emily's shoulders slumped, but she didn't give up. "I'm not asking for a free pass. I'm willing to earn your trust one step at a time." After days of reflection, Tom realized that he couldn't shield Ava from the possibility of reconciliation. They agreed on boundaries. Emily would see Ava regularly, but Tom would remain involved in every step of the process. Slowly, trust began to rebuild. Tom watched as Ava blossomed with Emily's presence, her laughter filling their home. One evening, as they sat around the dinner table, Tom felt a warmth he hadn't experienced in years. "This is nice," Ava said, a smile lighting up her face. "Yeah, it is," Tom replied, glancing at Emily, who met his gaze with gratitude. In that moment, both for himself and for Emily. It was a long road, but they were willing to walk it together. Years later, as Ava prepared for her high school graduation, Tom felt a swell of pride. She had become a confident young woman, ready to take on the world. Emily stood by, a new, supportive presence, and for the first time, Tom felt a sense of peace. "Are you ready, Ava?" Tom asked, his heart swelling with emotion. "Yeah, Dad. I can't believe it's finally here," Ava replied, her eyes sparkling with excitement. As they stepped outside, Tom took a moment to reflect on the journey they had shared. Despite the challenges and heartache, they had forged a new family dynamic, one built on understanding and forgiveness. "Thank you for being here," Tom said to Emily, gratitude in his voice. "I wouldn't miss it for the world," she replied, her eyes filled with sincerity. The graduation ceremony was a whirlwind of emotions. Tom watched as Ava walked across the stage, accepting her diploma. The pride swelling in his chest was overwhelming, and he glanced at Emily, who was beaming with joy. As the ceremony concluded, they gathered for pictures, capturing the moment forever. "Dad, can you believe I did it?" Ava exclaimed, her face flushed with happiness. "I'm so proud of you, Ava. You've worked hard for this," Tom replied, pulling her into a tight embrace. Emily joined them, wrapping her arms around both of them. "This is just the beginning, Ava. I'm so proud of you, too." As they stood together, Tom felt a sense of unity he had never thought possible. They had come through the darkness together, emerging stronger and more resilient. Turning to the camera, Tom smiled. "Thank you for joining us on this journey. Life has its twists and turns, but it's how we navigate them that defines us. If you have any questions about our story or want to share your own experiences, drop a comment below. And don't forget to like and share this story. Until next time." As the screen faded to black, the audience was left reflecting on the complexities of love, loss, and the transformative power of forgiveness and redemption. Tom, Emily, and Ava had not only rebuilt their lives but had also forged an unbreakable bond that would carry them forward into a brighter future.